In today's video, I will beat Starfield by only dealing damage with a boost pack. To make this possible, you will need 12 skill points in the tech skill tree to unlock the Boost Assault training skill. At rank 1, nearby enemies take damage when you boost and have a chance to catch on fire. Rank 2 adds a chance to knock down enemies that are close by. At character creation, I chose the Bounty Hunter background because it starts with 3 tech skills, one of which is boost pack training, which must be unlocked to even use boost packs at all. Since I did not have boost assault training yet, I had to set up the first battle and watch the NPCs fight for me. Well, most of them anyway. After the fight, I talked to Barrett and took credit for the victory, despite contributing absolutely nothing to the group project. He gives me, a complete stranger, a watch and his ship. I gladly take both and am on my way. Next, Vasco and I head to the pirate base, where we proceed to wipe them out, and by we, I mean that I ran and Vasco did all the work.
Target eliminated.
Brogan, the pirate boss, was too much for Vasco to handle, so I loaded a previous save, initiated persuasion, and managed to smooth talk my way out of the fight.
We've been trailing that old Constellation ship for nothing? Get out of here. Take your robot and your ship and get out of here. I see you all again, you're dead.
Before starting the main storyline, I had to grind some more levels to unlock Boost Assault training. As soon as I arrived in New Atlantis, I joined the UC Vanguard, gained access to the flight simulator, increased my piloting skill, and gained some XP. I headed to Aquila City, thwarted a bank robbery, joined the Freestar Rangers, and did a few quests for them as well. I was at level 13 by the time I joined up with Constellation to start the main questline. After doing my best Super Mario impression all over the Spacers and Ecliptic Mercenaries, we pick up the next artifact and add it to the collection. For the next mission, I had to find Andreja. When I arrived, she seemed to have the situation under control, so I decided to run ahead and pick up the next artifact. I suddenly remembered that Barrett was still missing, so I tracked him down and found that he had a bad case of Stockholm Syndrome.
You know, it's actually been kinda nice.
Of course, I just had to take out his captors.
Very well.
Next, I returned to the Firefly Planet Aquila, to retrieve the next artifact. Outside the cave, the leader of the Shaw gang that I ran into earlier at the bank was waiting for us. I turned on the charm again and avoided another fight.
Fine. Get the hell out of here before I change my mind.
When I returned to the lodge, Walter asked me to come with him to Neon to purchase an artifact that he found on Craigslist.
Which means the artifact is almost certainly stolen from someone.
Hand over Mr. Slayton's property. Now.
Slayton impounded our ship, so I headed to his office where the receptionist told me that his schedule was full for the day. After I found an innovative way to help him reduce his payroll expenses, he found an opening on his calendar to talk to me.
You know, it's moments like this that really makes Neon the best place to do business.
Later, I made my way aboard the scow, where I persuaded the Captain Petrov to let me see the artifact in his collection. He tries to tell me that the artifact is not for sale. After a rather heated discussion, he finally agrees to let me have it for a 5-finger discount. Back on Jemison, Constellation has lost contact with the crew aboard the I space station. I stay at the lodge to slow down the hunter while the others escape. Then I caught up with the survivors aboard the station. And it looks like I don't need to give Barrett his ship back. I head to Earth to retrieve the next artifact, and our planet is looking rough. Inside, the building is pretty empty except for a handful of robots. After picking up the artifact, some Starborn tried to jump me on the way out, but they were too slow to catch me. Once outside, I listened to the hunter and emissary make their case as to why I should join their party. I flipped a coin and went with the emissary this time. I returned to the lodge, and nobody seems to be bothered by the fact that Vladimir is stuck inside the floor. He gives me a lead on a couple more artifacts and then walks away like nothing ever happened. Before I leave, I drop an F in the chat for Barrett. Next was the Entangled mission, which was actually a nice change of pace from some of the more repetitive artifact quests. Anyway, back to the current mission. The poisonous creatures were annoying, but fortunately they were highly susceptible to fire damage from the boost pack. I made my way through the facility, shut off the switches, grabbed the artifact, and rescued Raphael from the Upside Down. After stocking up on healing items, I was ready for the final mission. I arrived in orbit above Masada 3, fought a few starborn ships, then proceeded to land on the planet's surface. Thanks to the burn and knockdown effects from the boost pack, the fights against the starborn guardians weren't that bad, but would have been over faster had I not teleported as much. After a brief elevator ride, I entered the cave and fought the duplicates. For reasons, they were armed with laser cutters instead of boost packs. I took out another starborn, then entered the temple for the final battle. At the start of the fight, I was able to land a few hits before the hunter used anti-gravity. The boost pack doesn't work in 0G, so with no way to attack, I just had to wait until the next stage. After the transition, I was back in business. From there, it was just a matter of whittling away at its health. I ran past the duplicates that he threw at me and proceeded to land the finishing blow. All that was left to do was gather the remaining artifacts. And that's how I beat Starfield with only a boost pack. If you've made it this far, I want to sincerely thank you for watching. Any feedback is greatly appreciated. Feel free to drop a like, a comment, and subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this. From Electric Sheep Gaming, this is Chris, signing off.
Oh, right.